Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, TGIF. It is August 28th. We're here to look at the rest of the cozy mysteries that were published this week that we didn't get to on Monday. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're going to be having a good weekend. Any plans? I plan for doing nothing. Let's jump in. We ended on the Vivian Chen, so we are here. A Dusting of Alchemy by S. Usher Evans, 6th in the Pobid Perfections Bakery series. Magical baker Lily Dean has made a rather large mistake. Even though she owes Mr. Globe a boatload of money and he told her to keep away from his son, Lily let Julian Globe talk her into sunny picnics and moonlight walks and the occasional earth-shattering kiss as long as no one else in town knows. But not everyone in Silverkeep is feeling the love. A contingent from the new king has come to town to make sure things are running smoothly and seems to be everywhere Julian and Lily go. Are they truly here to help the town find its new normal, or do they have something more to hide? I forgot to click on it, so we'll give it its moment. End of that row. Got to get the muscle memory working here. Click this, click this. The Cat and the Halloween Murder by L.T. Scherer, 5th in the Conrad the Cat Detective. Oh dear. Lulu and Conrad dock in Stratford-upon-Avon to visit friends for the Halloween, but the festivities take a haunting turn when a local midnight performance of Macbeth ends with the lead actor collapsing on stage. The plot thickens with the revelation of another cast member's recent mysterious demise. Can Lulu and Conrad unravel the town's eerie secrets and uncover the truth behind these sinister Halloween homicides before the curtain falls once more? This is featuring Lulu Lewis, a retired detective with a knack for uncovering mysteries, and Conrad, her extraordinary talking cat. Yeah. The Well-Forgotten Past by Carrie Lee Townsend, 6th in the Wishville Mysteries. A forgotten relic, a failing sense, a failing sense, a summer festival where the past refuses to stay buried. Lyra Wells is losing her grip. As the solstice sun sail begins on Lake Mistfall, the magic that once defined her as a guardian is flickering out, leaving her more human than she has been in 3 centuries. She wants to focus on the festival's curated charm, but her seismic sense has gone dangerously quiet, leaving her blind to whatever is building beneath the water, and the frequency isn't coming from Elarian. That peace shatters when Sterling Vane, a mineral prospector from out of town, is found dead on a luxury houseboat. He died clutching a piece of humming jade, a relic tied to a forgotten realm and a treaty the elders buried centuries ago. With her magic behaving like a dying ember, Lyra must rely on human intuition and the help of the Fearless Four to navigate a sea of suspects. Chief Holden Thorne faces a town on edge, while Lulu begins to feel the water watching her and realizing her connection to a people and a power she never knew she had. Between a barber protecting his land and a specialist in indigenous myths, Lyra must find the killer before the well-forgotten past swallows the future. Because when the magic fades, the room no longer thrums with residents. It just smells of stale coffee and the metallic tang of a secret. I would consider that the magic is fading because you're going to be gaining a new one. Something has to leave for it to come back. I swear, this tablet. Good morning, Amy, she says. Good morning, PK and everyone. Hello. A Bitter Harvest by Lauren Kay, 3rd in the Village Apothecary Mysteries. The harvest waits for no one. neither does a killer, and the sweetest cider hides the bitterest secret. Ivy Blackthorn loves the quiet abundance of autumn, the turning leaves, the crisp air, but when D.I. Cross asks her for her help in the neighboring village of Ashwood Vale, the season's peace doesn't last long. Thomas Hartley, owner of the village's beloved cider press, has been found dead at the foot of the ladder, all signs pointing to a tragic accident. But Cross and Ivy aren't convinced. The body shows signs of yew poisoning, and the scene is too carefully arranged to be anything other than murder. Ivy travels to Ashwood Vale with Seb at her side, their blossoming romance offering warmth against the autumn chill, and together they must untangle a web of secrets, grievances, and inherited bitterness. But the closer they get to the truth, the more Ivy fears they have the killer all wrong, and that the Harvest Festival may become the deadliest night Ashwood Vale has ever seen. I don't know if I completed the first one, but I know I started the first one. I might have DNF'd it. Sometimes you think you're in the mood, but then you're not in the mood. Every Which Way But Chaos, Talking Cat Cozy Mystery. Magical Misfits Mysteries, book number 21 by K.E. O'Connor. They're taking over, folks. They are taking over. A talking magical cat sleuth, a deadly imposter, and a paranormal cozy mystery packed with witchy chaos. Juno is used to trouble. She's a magical familiar with sharp instincts, misfiring abilities, and a habit of sticking her booping snooter where it's not wanted. But when the magic users of Crimson Cove accuse her of causing chaos all over town, Juno is rattled. She knows she's innocent. The problem is dozens of witnesses insist they saw her. Someone or something that looks exactly like Juno is prowling through Crimson Cove, leaving mayhem in its wake. And when the mysterious magical doppelganger is linked to a deadly crime, Angel Force is more than ready to believe the worst. Juno is the meddlesome villain that they always thought she was. Now Juno must clear her name, uncover who is framing her, and hunt down the truth behind her double before she's torn away from her wonderful witch Xandra forever. Because being accused of murder is bad enough. Being replaced by something wicked might be even worse. End of that row. Something wicked this way comes, right? Oh no. Covens and Clues, a paranormal witch cozy mystery by Lucinda Race. 13th in the bookstore Cozy Mysteries. Welcome to Pembroke Cove, where witches and murders are multiplying. When ancient magic awakens, a witch pays the ultimate price. Fresh from her honeymoon and blissfully married to Detective Gage Erickson, Lily Michaels is settling into married life and embracing her role as head of the Pembroke Cove Coven. Balancing spellwork, sisterhood, and the quiet comfort of her beloved bookstore should be enough to keep anyone busy, until murder strikes. When a coven witch is found dead under suspicious circumstances, Lily knows this crime wasn't accidental. As leader, it's her responsibility to protect her witches and uncover the truth, even if it means questioning those she trusts most. With dark magic lingering in the air and suspects hiding behind polite smiles, Lily turns to her sharp-witted second-in-command, Nikki, and steady support of her detective husband to help untangle the growing web of secrets. But as clues surface and loyalties are tested, Lily discovers that even the oldest spells can be twisted for mischief and murder, and leadership sometimes means making impossible choices. Whispers of Reckoning by Kate Byrne. 3rd in the Duncree Haven Romantic Mysteries. An ancient secret, a powerful family who'll do anything to keep it, and a reckoning years in the making. Brenna Callahan has found the thread that unravels everything. That sounds like she's crocheting. What Duncree Haven has been protecting for generations is older and far darker than a single death, and now that Brenna understands even a piece of it, the village's silence has curdled into something openly dangerous. The bodies accumulating along the Honeystone crescents are no longer random, they're a message. And the Sinclairs are done being subtle. The family whose name opens every door in Dunkery Haven has decided Brenna Callahan is a problem best solved permanently. They have the money, the history, and the whole village's fear on their side. All Brenna has is a journalist's stubbornness, a fragile new love she's terrified to trust, and a man who's beginning to realize that the rules he's lived by were only ever meant to keep him quiet. Cormac O'Rourke built his life on doing things properly, but properly is getting people killed. As the truth of Dunkery Haven finally begins to surface, the bloodline, the buried history, the reason the village never lets anyone leave, Brenna and Cormac are running out of road, out of allies, and out of time. In Dunkery Haven, the past isn't buried, it's waiting, and it has come to collect. Flim Flam Fairy by Elizabeth Pantley. First in the Magical Cozy Mystery Bookstore because we don't have enough of them. Best friends Willa and Lucy buy an enchanted bookstore full of charmed books. One wisp of magic later, they're whisked inside a story, transformed into amateur sleuths, and joined by Banjo, a charming talking cat. This is my shock face. There is no way out until the mystery is solved. This adventure drops them in Whisperglow Village, a world of color, wonder, and fairies, where one of the most beloved residents in town has just been murdered, found clutching a cryptic note from a conman. Villagers don't lock their doors here. They never imagined this could happen, and they certainly never could have imagined whodunit. Can Willa, Lucy, and Banjo unmask the killer, solve the case, and make it back to their own cozy bookstore before the story closes its final page? A Murder at Kew Gardens by Magda Alexander, 5th in the Rosalind and Steele Mysteries. London, 1889. When Lady Rosalind and Duke of Steele's investigative partnership draws the censorious notice of Victorian society, Queen Victoria herself cautions them to keep their distance, lest they be forced into a marriage neither of them wants. But distance becomes impossible when Scotland Yard arrives at Rosehaven House with alarming news. A body has been found near Kew Gardens, and a pistol belonging to Rosalind's brother lies at the scene. With her brother's life and reputation at stake, she has no choice but to seek the help of the man she has vowed to avoid. As Rosalind and Steele pull at the threads, the knot leads to patient, careful hands that have been moving pieces into place long before the body appeared at Kew. The hands of a shadowy figure responsible for unspeakable crimes. Soon they realize clearing her brother will not be enough. They must tie the villain to every atrocity he orchestrated and secure justice for the innocents he so cruelly harmed, all while resisting a longing that threatens to undo them both. I've not read this series. And this author has multiple series. End of that row. One more to go. What do you mean, page not found? Well, fewer than I thought. That one is now gone. Always wonder what happens behind the scenes. Oh crap, it's not ready. Fishing and Foul Play by Tyler Rhodes, 7th in the Max's Campsite Mysteries. The trouble started almost immediately. No sooner had the first fishing lines been cast than months of hard work were literally drained away as half the lake mysteriously emptied, and Max and Min had no choice but to send disappointed guests packing. Unfortunately, that turned out to be the least of their problems, because there's usually a reason. While they were still reeling from the disaster, fishing, several bodies were discovered inside a strange ancient cavern. How had they gotten into what appeared to be a locked structure? Who were they? And could this finally be the catastrophe that shut down their beloved campsite for good? Moose was still nowhere to be seen, and soon everyone was becoming frantic about their friend, but for now it would be it would have to be put on the back burner as there were more mysterious murders to solve than Max had ever dealt with before. With the site overrun by detectives, paramedics, and specialists from numerous fields, Max had to try and control his rising stress levels in the only way he knew how: cooking awesome food for his family and trying to keep the kava away from his mum. Secrets, lies, and unfortunately not enough pies leave everyone exhausted, but no way will they give up, as their whole future might depend on solving crimes that might have been committed long before any of them were ever born. Contains a stunning one-pot recipe at the end, perfect for camping, van life, or anyone who wants a great meal without all the washing up. So it says. It's Kindle Unlimited, so if you didn't want to read it but wanted the recipe, just, download it, get it, return it. No harm, no foul. Ghostly Magic by Sarah Nofke, 11th in the Ella Bloom mysteries. The dead don't usually ask for help, but this one has been waiting decades for someone to listen. The Enchanted Bookshop has stood on Main Street longer than most people can remember. So has the story of how its original owner died, quietly and without question. An accident, they said. Case closed. But when something stirs inside the old shop walls, the ghost of that woman finally has a chance to set the record straight. She was murdered. However, she can't name the person who did it. Ella Bloom and Malcolm Fox takes the case no one else ever did. What they find pulls them into a decades-old secret that Gloamington would have preferred to keep buried. Meanwhile, with magic still running dangerously high across Gloamington, Ella has a new problem. The Unseelie Queen has noticed. She's not pleased, and she's not patient. And if Ella can't get the surplus under control, the Queen will shut down the gloaming and take Ella's family with it. A ghost who wants justice, a queen who won't be ignored. Ella has to solve one and survive the other. Last one. The Dog Park Murders. This is a grumpy, sunshine, cozy mystery romance. So this is one of those cross genres. Author is Angela Barker. Juliet McIntyre has never met a dog she didn't love. For one thing, dogs don't judge, unlike the human residents of Labrador Falls. Most locals look at her with suspicion because her father was once a dirty cop, even though Juliet is upbeat, helpful, and the best pet groomer around. She just needs to prove it, starting with new resident Joel Cunningham, an enigma wrapped in a check shirt and a scowl. Joel runs the Brood Awakening Cafe, where the coffee is as smooth as Joel is surly. He doesn't serve pumpkin spice, he doesn't chit-chat, and he claims he doesn't like dogs. Yet, see, I'm okay with the pumpkin spice thing. I get it. I join him. But don't like dogs. Yet, when Juliet stumbles upon a dead body in the dog park, strangled with one of her custom leashes, Joel becomes an unexpected ally. He has no intention of opening up to either his cute neighbor or the foster pup she foists on him, but he can't let a biased detective frame Juliet for murder. Whoever killed the widely loathed Maurice Alsop, Morris, may be desperate enough to strike again. If they can just ignore their chemistry and focus on the clues, Juliet and Joel might be able to solve the case before somebody else bites the dust. That is it for this week. $28 of them. There's probably some danglers out there that I didn't see listed, but we had some big names this week. A lot of big names this week. So hopefully you're able to do some next in series. Starting at, what is it, Tuesday? Is Tuesday September 1st? Yes, Tuesday, September 1st starts the Spy versus Spy readathon that I host for the 3rd year in a row. Or is it the 4th? I can't remember now. I'll have to check. Might be the 3rd. There are no prompts. It is just to give spy books, espionage, counter-espionage books a try. And they are across the spectrum. There are humorous spy books. There are classic spy books. There are historical ones. There are funny ones. There's romantic ones. There's middle grade ones. I'm just encourage people to give it a try. Here's a whole bunch that I've collected over the years. I'm starting a little early. I'm listening to the audiobook of one of my favorite series. It is middle grade. It is City Spies. The audiobook is fantastic. The performer does all the accents, and the kids come from all different countries, so they all have a different accent. And during dialogue, she just does a great job. You can do James Bond types. You can do Garbagus types. This is Halifax is a good entry point. So Pink Carnation, excellent starting point if you want something a little cozier. So I've got my list of possibilities. Some of these are the last in a series that I've been avoiding to read for years. I should get to that. Some are next in series. Some are ones I've started and paused. Some are next in series for me. And I'm currently reading the City Spies one. So, give it a shot if you haven't. Amy says there was one or two that I found interesting. Yeah, those good selections there. Amy says, have a good day, everyone. Well, back at you, baby. Thank you so much for being here. Alrighty, so I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday nights. But our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon. Will you please? There we go. Starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. They go for 5 hours on Saturdays. So you can read, you can work on projects, you can listen while you're being productive in the house. You can close your eyes because it's a Saturday. Whatever it is that is your self-care, that is 5 hours of your time. I just provide the ambiance. So please have a good Friday. Read books that you want to read. Stay cool if it's still summer where you are. I think we're going to be in the 70s today, which is nice. All right. Be safe. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, nom, nom. Have a good day. God bless.